In the meantime, let's check out the smiles that these toys bring, not just to the faces of the kids, but also to the community that made them. Gawad Kalinga's Enchanted Farm in Angat, Bulacan is home to many young social entrepreneurs coming from different corners of the world. Many fall in love with the Philippines not just because of the warmth and kindness of our people, but also because of their desire to help a country with potential to grow and bear fruit to a more prosperous economy and society.
Ako si Fabian, Frances ako, 26 anyos. Ang trabaho ko dito, social entrepreneur, kasama ng nanay dito sa Gawad Kalinga communities. Mahirap. Plush and Play is one of the social enterprises working with Gawad Kalinga. And what we are doing here are stuffed toys. And basically the reason why we make stuffed toys is because of the mothers that were living here. Most of them used to have sewing skills. So a lot of the mothers here used to be part of the big textile factories here in Bulacan. But for the past 5 years, 10 years, most of the factories have been closing. So you actually have 1,000 mothers or more than 1,000 mothers that are actually just left behind. And they're still really skilled, very hardworking. So my plan was to actually partner with them, finding ways that we can provide jobs again for them. And we decided to come up with toys because of all the kids going around. You see in the GK community, there's just so many kids. And we just wanted to come up with new products for the kids here.
Fabian decided to put up a business that would help the mothers of the Enchanted Farm community in Bulacan. His idea? Partner up with the mothers that have sewing skills and also create products that are educational and fun for the kids in the community.
Betting on the sewing skills, we decided to come up with stuffed toys. And because the place is called the GK Enchanted Farm, dapat prutas at gulay. You're not supposed to find teddy bear here. So we started thinking of what fruits and vegetables we could do. And one of our first ideas was to make a tomato. When we started, we were looking for local materials. We were planning to use indigenous fabrics and everything. But eventually we realized this is not really suitable to make stuffed toys. That was too rough as material. So we started looking online, what was the material that we could use. And now we are getting from suppliers that are located in Divisoria. So I used to go myself to Divisoria 2 to 3 times a week, trying to talk to suppliers, trying to find different materials. Of course, when they see my face before, I get the foreigner price. And when I started speaking in Tagalog, I was able to get prices lower. But we're still keeping in mind of blending, indigenous material and synthetic materials so we can come up with new designs that will be proudly Filipino. My plan was to really make something 100% locally made, 100% locally sourced, 100% green and everything, coming from France, which is a country where we already have high standards when it comes to green living, when it comes to green practices. But eventually, in the Philippines, it was not that easy. I'm dreaming of having my coconut made of coconut fiber, my banana made of banana fiber, my pineapple made of pineapple fiber. This is going to be huge, and at the same time, you can actually support local growers, local farmers, because this might be waste for them, but we're gonna turn it into new value-added products.
Although Fabian had some big ideas for Plush and Play, he did not have all the skills he needed to execute his plan. However, he knew that the mothers in the community who used to work in the textile factories would be ripe and ready to partner up.
I have no idea on how to make stuffed toys. I have no idea on how to use the sewing machines. So my plan was really, I bring what I know, which is more business, which is more marketing, which is market, but I partner with the mothers, because the mothers from the community are highly skilled. They know how to use the machine, they know how to hand stitch, so we just partner with them. The cutting, the stuffing, and the hand stitching is actually done inside the houses. Only the machine is done in the workshop, so they can spend more time with their families. But we don't just see the mothers as employees or labor. We see them as community partners. So we design together, we create new products together, we do the costing together, and they are the one to do the sales. They are the one also to do the accounting, they are also the one to buy the material, they are also the one to do the setup whenever we are doing events in Manila. So we don't call them employees, we see them as community partners.
Para sa akin kasi si Fabian parang yung sabi na blessing sa amin, kahit na hindi siya Pilipino, pero yung puso niya Pilipino. At kung maging hindi man dito sa Pilipinas siya nakakatira sa ibang lugar, ganun pa rin ang ugali niya kasi gusto niya talaga yung yung sarili niya, i-devote niya doon, yung buhay niya, parang i-devote niya doon sa mga taong nangangailangan ng tulong kasi masaya siya sa ganung bagay.
Aside from trying to win over community partners and customers with a creative sense of business, Fabian and his team at Plush and Play felt the responsibility to create something useful for kids. They knew that they were not just creating playthings, but also tools that can help mold and sharpen young nation builders' minds.
If you look at playing for a kid, it's actually the first part of his learning experience. So if you don't provide him a Filipino learning experience to begin with, you are kind of lowering his chances to become a proudly Filipino nation builder or proudly Filipino advocate. So we believe that it's better if they play with Filipino toys that have Filipino names, Filipino stories, Filipino values that would connect with Philippine history. So that was my plan. Instead of playing with Hello Kitty, why don't you play with a watermelon that actually carries a Filipino name and a Filipino story?
Ito po si Calamansi. Tapos ito naman si Pilipinya. Ito naman si Antonio Ripolio, ang founder ng Gawad Kalinga. Tapos ito si Apple de App. Yan, meron siyang microphone din, yung buhok niya. Tapos Mangustin, Buko Martin. Ito po yung giant namin. Kamatis. Pwede siyang upuan ng mga bata. Tapos itong giant Buko Martin din namin. Ito si Manny Pakwan, ang famous boxer of the Philippines. Yan.
Bring it. I'm obviously not Filipino, and I totally understand why it's ironic that a French guy is telling about his love for the Philippines to Filipino. I was planning to start a business, but eventually every time I would turn on my TV in France and I would see a business owner, he is the bad guy. You would see the title as cost-cutting, firing people, outsourcing, and in my mind I was wondering, why am I doing this? I don't want to be the bad guy. I thought being an entrepreneur would be providing solutions to economic problems, environmental problems, economic problems, and I was getting at a point where I was really getting confused. And I randomly found out about Gawad Kalinga. I found out about their plan of using business to bring people out of poverty. I want to be part of the organization that will end poverty in this country. I want to be part of the team that will build the first farm village university in the world. And I want to show that entrepreneurship can be done on a different way, that you can change the world. And making toys is my way to change the world right now.
Plush and Play's toys start kids early to love the environment. Although seen as a plaything, a toy can mean much more in the lives of children. From the young entrepreneurs like Fabian, we can learn that love for country is not just shouting Pinoy pride when a Filipino makes it big in another country, but supporting products made with love in our own country as well.